So this video we're stepping up to two-step equations. We call them two-step equations because there's our x and two things have happened to it. It's been times by 4 and we've taken away 3. Now that, the way I've said that, the order I've said that indicates our order of operations. We always do our timesing first and then our add or subtract. That's important because when we're solving an equation, we want to work backwards in our order of operations. We want to deal with the -3 first, and then we want to deal with the times by 4. So we're working backwards through our order of operations because we're undoing what has happened. Now that idea is really important. I'm going to stress that as we go through undoing the order of operations. And it will apply to some of the harder ones that we do later on. So let's solve this one. There's going to be 2 examples here, and then you can have a go at the second set of questions, and then I'm going to do some that look very similar but a wee bit harder because they don't give nice answers. So these are all going to give nice answers, and then the next set you're going to have the same method but we're not going to get nice answers. So as I said, first thing we need to do is deal with the takeaway 3. The opposite of taking 3 off something is to add 3. So if I add 3 to both sides, that's going to go away. So we're just going to get left with 4x's. So adding 3, we get left with 4x because we've added 3 to -3 and that disappears. And 9 add 3 gives us 12. Now we've got 4 times x. The opposite is to divide by 4 on both sides. And so x equals 3. So there's our steps. You can always check your answer. You can always go 4x's. 4 times 3 is 12. Take away 3. Yep, that's 9. So you can always put it back in and check once you've done a question. And I encourage you to do that. So have a go at your turn. Pause the video. And then I will answer that one when you unpause the video. Okay, answer to the your turn. We've got a takeaway 2 here. The opposite of doing a takeaway 2 is to add 2 to both sides. Remember, we're working back through our order of operations, so we deal with our adders and takeaways first. That leaves us with 6x on that side, because 6x takeaway 2, add 2, takeaway 2 and the add 2 cancel out, and we get 6x. 28 add 2 is 30. Opposite of 6 times x, well, it's 6 times x. The opposite is to divide by 6. 6x divided by 6 is just x. 30 divided by 6 is 5. And so we've got our answer. Again, we can check it, put it back in. 6 times 5 is 30. Take away 2 is 28. So it works. So always go back, always check that your answer works. Next one we are going to work on looks very similar. Just giving you this one because this one, instead of doing a takeaway in the first step, we're going to add. So deal with adds and takeaways first because we're reversing the order of operations. Opposite of add 9 is to do take away 9. So it's going to cancel out that add 9 and leave us with 8x. 73 take away 9 leaves us with 64. 8 times x, opposite of timesing by 8 is to divide by 8 on both sides. And so x equals 8. And we're done. Put it back in. 8 times 8 is 64. 64 add 9 gives us 73. So it works. So your turn. Have a go. I'll answer that in just a moment. Okay, here's the answer to your turn. First thing, we've got a plus 8. The opposite is to take away 8 from both sides. So that leaves me with 5x equals 48. And I've created for myself a bit of a problem here because I've actually done a slightly harder example than I meant to. I meant this to be 6x. So what I'd like you to do, apologies for that, rerun your turn, but make that 6x. If you got a weird answer, that is my fault. I'm sorry. So just quickly go through yours with 6x there. That's what we meant to have. So the opposite would be to divide by the 6. And so x would equal 8. You can do 5x equals 48. We're just not going to get a nice whole number. I said I would do whole numbers first, and then we'd do decimals or fraction ones in a minute. So that gives you an idea of how to do two-step equations, because we're doing two different operations, or I'm doing two things, and we're working through those. So have a go at the questions on those. We'll do some slightly more tricky ones in the next video.